their availability was hit and miss. Couldn't get everybody here, and then then we got too busy.
Istungon Jokayade Gaga. Or Istungon Jokayade Ga. That means, did you make it through the night? Okay. Istungon Jokayade Ga. Okay, but now if I'm talking to all you people that I'm so glad to see you. Istungon Jokayade Gaga. Hear the difference? Ga is one person, but if I say Gaga, that means all of you people that was on there. Istungon Jokayade Gaga. See? Okay. Any questions on that? Because we're going to start here, going in, and we're going to start different things. We're going to do like I said before, every day. So the ones that's coming up, and this will be our last week, and I know it's been missed. It's been hit and miss because of holidays, the festival, and everything. But hopefully we'll get through this the next month after July 4th without any interruptions, and we'll have to go on from there. I'm hoping. So like today we're going to do Toknawa, because that's we deal with that every day. Then we're going to do like emotions, because we deal with that every day. We're going to do like foods, because we deal with that every day. We're just going to be yes, there'll be Thursday and Friday, but let's see, Friday. Yeah, we'll have it Thursday and Friday, and then we'll take 1 week off for me to get prepared for y'all's lesson plans and stuff, and then we'll start back over the week after, which the date will be, let's see, July 11th. The July 11th, we'll start new classes. So, and that's where we're going to go into, like I said, emotions every day, things that we can't live without doing every day, okay? And one of them is Toknawa, so we're going to go ahead and kind of touch on that today. We're going to do emotions. And Toknawa, you know, Toknawa is one of those things that we can't live without, and we deal with it every day, even bills. So we're going to go into those too, okay? So, Istungon Jokayade Gaga. All right. There's no bias. I will see you, Chihijathis. I will see you again, Hadam Chihijathis. I will see everyone, Chihijagathis. Okay, notice that now. Chihijagathis, that's almost the same as that Jokayade Gaga. We will see each other again. Hadam Tihijagathis. Hadam Tihij. Oh, we will see each other again. Hadam Tihijiathis. We will see each other again. Let's see each other again. Let's now. Okay, let's. Hadam Tihijagathis. Let's meet up again. Remember, this is like a surprise, just meeting up with somebody. Let's meet up again. Hadam Difachagathis. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start this a little bit. Okay. This is what I got, a bunch of pennies. And so my mom would call them hobo think lanoji. Hobo think lanoji. And that hobo think means having sense or listening, like being obedient. So hobo think lanoji, and you know, there's story beside this, and I talked all that about, you know, that was a smart little thing. And it's descriptive, okay? It's descriptive. Nickel and 5 cents, kalaksoji. Kalaksoji. And kalaksoji is like you got a piece of cake and you kind of cut the corner off. That's what that is, kalaksoji, okay? Naskaboji. Naskaboji is 10 cents, but it means in the middle, naskaba. The base word is naskaba. Naskaba is in the middle or between, okay? So that's descriptive naskaboji. Ganshatka hamgen is a quarter, 25 cents. Ganshatka hamgen. Okay, Ganshatka is like an acre of land. Is an acre of land or a ground mark. So like when you take and I know the elders, they used to take a stick and mark on the ground. That's what that is, Ganshatka. But it also means an acre. Ganshatka hamgen. 2 quarters. Ganshatka hokkolen. See, you're just counting them. You're just adding numbers to this quarter to make it, okay? 3 quarters. Ganshatka tuchinen. 4 quarters. Ganshatka osten. Now you have to count this because these are coins, okay? They are coins. But when you get to a dollar bill, Dognawa hamgen. It's just saying Dognawa and counting it. Dognawa hamgen. Dognawa balin is $10. This is paper now. $20. Bali hokkolen. See, Bali is 10. When you put 2 there, it's saying $20. And this is where situation and environment comes in, because when you're handing money, Dognawa, if you say Dognawa Bali hokkolen, you would add Dognawa to that to make it more to identify it. But if you say Bali hokkolen, that's just 20, okay? Make sure you add Dognawa to it. I should have done that right here. $100. You say Dognawa jokpi hamgen. Add Dognawa to all this, okay? Okay. Dognawa jokpi hokkolen. Jokpi means 100, by the way. Jokpi means 100. That means 100. So even when you do dates and you say 2022, it's got jokpi on there, okay? Jokpi sakko hamgen. Okay, look here, $200 is just jokpi hokkolen. But when you get to 1,000, you would say Dognawa jokpi sakko hamgen. Dognawa jokpi sakko hamgen. $1 million. Okay, now look at this. Dognawa jokpi sakko ajuli. Ajuli means old. Ajuli means old. So it's saying old, and it's more or less like counting, okay? Like making it really old. Change, like the quarters and everything. It's called Dugnap Labuchki. Labuchki means small, okay? It's saying small money, literally. It's saying small money. Labuchki means small. So you're saying change is Dugnap Labuchki. A bank is Dugnap Hudi. Hudi is saying it shelters money, okay? It shelters money. And then a purse or a billfold, anything like a purse or a billfold is Dugnap Hudi. Hudi is like a shelter, okay? So this is where situation and environment comes in. If you say, I'm going, Dugnap Hudi, yes, I'm going to, it's saying I'm going to the bank because you know your purse and billfold is right there. That's where situation comes in. Remember, told you that situation and environment has a lot to do with language. And that's where it kind of gets difficult. We had a round table the other day. We had a good one about, sometimes we'll have round tables and trying to figure out what we're going to do, how we're going to do this, So we try to, that's where situation has a lot to do with these things, with language.
She knows.
So-
Are you gonna ask her first?
Yeah, I'll ask her.
Dugna Pudi, purse or billfold. So if you ask somebody, where's Dugna Pudi? If you see my purse or billfold, you know they're talking about their purse or their billfold because you know they can't, you don't know where, this is like you're in town and you're at home. There's a situation environment that comes with this language. And that's what's hard to identify sometimes. And since this is going into I believe this language is, difficult sometimes. It just kind of, but the light will come on. This one thing, I don't want you to give up because the light, once the light comes up, it's gonna come on. It takes a little while. I know when I was trying to read and write, my light was dim, I tell you, I couldn't get it. And finally, when the light came on, I still make mistakes on writing sometimes, spelling, but it's still, it's still kind of, it just takes a lot of, don't overthink it though. It takes some thinking, but do not overthink it, okay? Do not overthink it. Uh-huh. Okay, let me know how much it is. Okay, now, any questions? Because this is kind of, as we go into a more in-depth, there's got to be some explanations to this. So if you got questions, remember, there's no stupid questions. If I can explain it, I can. And what's hard is trying to explain the language in English because it's not English sometimes. Sometimes it's hard. So if you'll ask me, I'll try to explain it to you. But if y'all can repeat these, it would be good because this is every day, isn't it? I mean, we have lunch, we're at work and we have to get money for lunch. And we have to ask people, I got a penny. Does anybody got a penny? Because sometimes I went to Walmart and it'd be like 10:02. It ain't that way anymore. It's more like 10:02 turned into 40:02. Do you have a penny? Ojitja, see. Galaksuji. Naskaboji. Gansatka hamgit. Gansatka pokkolin. See, on the small change, you have to count them, but when you get to paper, $1 in paper is dugnaw hamgit. But remember, we call 4 quarters $1, don't you? In English. But you can't do that in Mvskoke. You got to count that. You got to say gansatka osten. Okay? Gansatka osten. And basically, this is the amount is just numbers. It's just numbers. So we went to the festival this past weekend, and we had a Mvskoke Creek Nation Festival this past weekend, and of course, my family went. We went to the parade, and I took my family to eat. I have a daughter that's diabetic, and her son and her husband and her kids, and then I have my daughter and her 3 kids, and me and my husband. Well, don't know Taki. What's Taki? Big. Don't know what Taki. It was big money to buy all this, but I took them and they, she had to eat, so we all went and they kind of made a family day out of it. And this festival is kind of like you haven't seen people. Well, it's been 2 years since we've had it because of the pandemic, and we saw people that we haven't seen in a long time. It was kind of like a reunion for some of us, and some of us, we've seen each other a lot, but it was kind of a reunion for some people, and that you haven't seen in a while. I seen one woman that I haven't seen in probably 2.5 years, starting with the pandemic and then up to now, we haven't seen each other. And it was kind of, we talked, so see, it was kind of like a reunion. And we used to see each other all the time and we haven't. So it was good to see her and and some people we still see now, but there were some people there that we haven't seen in quite a while. And this pandemic kind of put us into where we didn't see each other. And the visiting things are all kind of changed anyway with Mvskoke people, but this and the festival had everything to do with what we're studying right now, because people were cooking, selling their food, selling their arts and craft, and it all boils down to this right here, even though it was a reunion. You see what I'm saying? This is every day. We deal this every day. And the next one, we're going to do emotions. We deal with emotions every day. We deal with emotions every day. Some of us are sad. Some of us are happy. Some of us are in bad moods. We're going to go through those. And so, okay. Any questions on this one?
Maya, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hi. So I actually do have a question about Toknap Loposhki. I've been saying or adding like uji as a suffix to things when it's small. Is that
Yeah,
incorrect?
that is objects, okay? But right here, I know what you're saying here. Galaksuji.
Galaksuji.
Uh-huh. That's 5 cents, Galaksuji. And that could be like,
so that okay.
yeah, see that uji, yeah, it's a little 5 cents.
Okay, Galaksuji.
That's right, here we go, right here. Hubothik lanoji. Hubothik is, like I said, base word, hubothinida. To be,
right.
And then lanoji is yellow or copper, So all these are descriptions. Uh-huh.
Okay, so then in the case of Toknap Loposhki, because Toknap is not like an object per se, then you have to say Loposhki.
Yeah.
Loposhki. And then Loposhki is only for multiple, like plural.
Yeah, Lobuchki, yes. And the base word to that is Lobuch, let's see, Lobuchki. Lobuchki is the base word. Small.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then one more question then, if it was something that was inanimate, like or not necessarily an object like Toknap, and then I was saying it was small, but there was only one of them, then what would I use in place of Lopushki? I would still use Lopushki even though there's only one.
Yeah. Yep. But but I want to explain it. If you got 2 or more, it's Lobuchkoji.
Lopuchkoji. Okay.
See how this changes?
Lopuchkoji, Lopkvce.
Yeah. Lopuchkoji.
Okay. Lopuchkoji.
Mado. Because Turkey is one, but plural is Lobuchki. Okay. Okay. And I hope y'all's catching on to this, because this is getting to where we're kind of getting into a real, real in depth here. And we say, well, and you know what though, this is in depth, but this is what we deal with every day. And I have a student in here with me. She's summer youth worker, and she's in here with me. This is every day, isn't it? Yeah. But money is something we have to deal with, 4th of July, we got church and no preacher, so Sunday school, and we spend money again because my husband said, we got grandkids and kids. And me and like I said before, me and my husband is about to go to. So we went and bought fireworks. Sakki. Sakki means big. Doknawa is big money. It cost me, but like I said, I'm carrying on what my mom told me. She told me, keep these kids together. No matter what, keep these kids together. And it's my job, because it was her job for a long time to keep us together. And that it was passed on to me. So everything is at my house, me and my husband's home. We gather every little, and you know, we even have visitors come over. So I'm gonna say, don't not fuck. See, big money. It cost me big money to go buy fireworks for these kids. And you know, it was all about our kids for me and my husband at one time, and now it's all about grandkids. And I told him I didn't want great grandkids because and I probably won't live to see that, but I really don't want great grandkids because that's just adding on to my to my little. And you know, we were a very small family at one time. You know, we were very small, and boy, we're getting up there. You know, and it's costing more. It's costing more, so we went and bought fireworks for the family, you know, for our kids, and I said, now what we're gonna eat. I ain't even bought what we're gonna eat yet. And you know, these my daughters, they do buy fireworks for their kids, but this is from me. You know, for me and my husband, you know, he always says, yeah, they buy fireworks for their kids. But this is from us. He said, this is us putting this on. You know. Okay, so Dognawa Saki. So Saki means big. Dognawa is big, money. So we say Dognawa big money. And that was hard to do, you know, for something that's gonna last 15 minutes probably. Okay. Look here, this is sentences now.
So I just hung up.
Okay.
Available now?
Okay.
Okay.
Dognawa. What's Dognawa? What's Dognawa, Shine?
First one I want to talk brisket.
Money.
Money, money. Okay. I have a lot of pennies. That's no lie right there. Every time I get a penny, we got this pickle jar, big old pickle jar, and I throw it in there. Cause you know, pennies will weigh you down, so I'll throw it in there. I got a pickle jar and starting another one. I need to get rid of them. And this one bake told me, well, if you bring them up here, we got a counter up here. But I'm trying to get my grandkids to go down there and count them in. They're too lazy to do it, just like I am. Okay, I have a lot of pennies. Look here. Hobo think lanoji solgin. Solgin means a lot. OJ dos. I have. Okay. Hobo think lanoji solgin. OJ dos. Hobo think lanoji is penny. Solgin means a lot. OJ means I. Dos, I have a lot. Okay. You don't have a nickel, do you? Kalaksuji ojichigo. Kalaksuji ojichigo. Okay, look here. OJ is me. Ojit is I'm at second person. Kalaksuji ojichigo. You don't have a nickel, do you? You don't have a nickel, do you? A dime is very thin. Naskabuji. Daskojoshi Louis. Daskoji.
Thank you.
Daskojoshi means thin. Very thin. Okay. Louis. Naskabuji Daskojoshi Louis. You know, one time I was walking down the road. My mom lived out in the country, and about a quarter of a mile from her house, my grandmother lived there, and we walked those roads. And it rained one day, but we was walking and we was gonna go check on my grandmother's house. Well, where the water had ran, I see something down there, so I picked it up. It was a dime. That dime was like 1903. And I kept that dime forever, and somebody stole it. And it was like a 1900, and it was real thin. So that was pure silver probably. It was so thin, and I don't know if it was because the water had been running over it, wore it down, but it was so thin. And I had that put up. Somebody knew where it was at. They took it. The apple cost 25 cents or a quarter. Sadasako gansatka hamgen intakidos. Intakidos. Sadasako, see? And that can be anything right there. It can be something that costs candy, nak jamba. Gansatka hamgen intakidos. Intaki means the cost. Sadasako goes in the apple. And of course, you know what this is. Intaki means the cost, okay? Cost, intaki. Jamba, gansatka hokkolen, intaki dos. Jamba is sweet, sweet. Jamba, remember Jambi is sweet. Jamba means something sweet, okay? Things that are sweet. So, and if I'm confusing you, we're gonna go back over this, guys. If you are confused, we will go back over. We'll start at the very beginning of this and go back over, okay? And we're gonna, jamba is something sweet. Gansatka hokkolen intakidos. The sweets cost 50 cents or 2 quarters. Gansatka duchinen ojedos. I have 3 quarters. See, OJ. Gansatka Austin ojedos. I have 4 quarters. It cost $1. Dognawa hamgen intakidos. See that Dognawa, we had to go to paper. Intakidos. Do you have $10? Dognawa balin. Oditska. Do you have $10? See, this is $10 is, you know, is nothing now. It's nothing now, but I don't know what to buy now, but you know, I have a grandson that says he goes to school and he'll say, "You got $10, Grandma?" And every time he walks in the house, we call him Duknap Balin. We call him Duknap Balin because when he comes walking through the door, it's gonna be $10. We named him Duknap Balin. And the dog costs $20. Duknap Balin Hokolin Ifa Insakidos. See, that can be anything that costs $20. That can be anything that costs $10. That can be anything that costs $1. Anything that costs 4 quarters. You confused, Cheyenne? Dongnawa is money now, okay? That's the main word here, Dongnawa. And all you gotta do is kind of count them, okay? Like here. Right here. Dognawa in general is money, but they got names. Penny, Hobo Think Lanoji, Nickel, Kalaksuji, Dime, Naskabuji. And they're descriptive, okay? They are descriptive. We didn't have money. And of course, y'all know the story about, you know, where the Mvskoke creeks were in Macon. And of course, there was a river flowing through. And of course, you know, there was the clans in the towns that was around this river. And in the middle was where the chief sat in a mound. And that's where they had their meeting. They had a river, and that was to water their vegetables, wash clothes, bathe. Everything was in that. Well, when DeSoto came down, you know, it's gold in the middle of that river. And you know, for us, that meant nothing. We didn't know what gold was. Nothing, there was nothing there, but DeSoto knew. So what did DeSoto end up doing? He took over our village and made slaves out of the Mvskoke people because and what he did was, though, he saw the gold on the bottom of this river that we bathed with, and it meant nothing to us. He went back and got rest of his people. He went back, got rest of his people, came back, and took over our village because of that goat. And all that time, we didn't know what it was. Our people didn't know, and even if they did, whether it meant something to them or not is a question. Probably didn't mean nothing to them. But it did to DeSoto. And that's where it all began, with money. It began with money. So DeSoto was he knew what he was looking at. We didn't. Okay. Right here, I have a lot of pennies. Both think lano de shulgin OJ dos. Kalaksuji ojichigo. Naskaboji daskojushi Luis. Sadatako. Sadatako's apple now. Sadatako's an apple. Gunshot Gahangan in Fakidos. The sweets cost 50 cents or 2 quarters. And I tried to write the English where you knew, like jamba is the sweets. Jamba gunshot Gahokolan in Fakidos. Gunshot Kaduchin in Ojedos. Gunshot ka Austin Ojedos. It cost $1. Dognawa Hamgin in Fakidos. Inflaki means cost or the price of it, okay? Do you have $10? Dognawa balin Ojitska. Dognawa bali Hokolin in Fakidos. Any questions so far on this? And if you have, we'll go back, okay? We'll go back until you understand this, because this, I want you to learn something, okay? And like, you need to study on your own, and the sounds got everything to do with, look here, gun, I just broke it up, gun, satka, dotchinin, see, gun, satka, and this is repetitive here, it's repetitive. And this is all done Naskaboji. Daskojosi. Okay. Any questions? That's where sounds come in. And tones. Tones, we was discussing tones this morning about come in and sit down. One said welcome, but you could say the tone like come in and sit down. Ajihit Davis. But if you say come in, you're welcome. Welcome says Ajihit Legibus. See the tone?
Okay.
And my little grandson yesterday, I try to use Mvskoke with them every day, and yesterday we was going to eat. In fact, we had meat pies yesterday. My daughter made meat pies, and we was going to have meat pies. He was going around, and I don't have to tell him this, but he was running from room to room because we had a lot over there yesterday. He was going, Hombakje, 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 just running around, going from room to room, and then he went outside and told his grandpa, Hombakje. And we were everywhere yesterday, so he was going around, and it just made me smile that he didn't say eat. I probably would have said eat, but he didn't. I probably would have said, everybody eat, but he didn't. He went around, he come in there and asked me, is it almost ready, Grandma? And I said, And he goes, Hombakje, Gumbakje. He was going around saying that. And he beat me because, out of, being English being the dominant language, I probably would have said, y'all guys eat. I probably would have told, and went out there and told my husband, eat. But he didn't do that.
No, sounds like you might be out of commission for a little bit, huh? I sure hate that, but I know that you have to get stuff.
So, that taught me something, what I've been teaching him.
If I decide to reschedule,
He's picking it up.
I'll give you a call back.
And that day we was at the festival, I said, but my little middle granddaughter was standing there and she said, me or Bubba? See, there was two of them standing there. And I thought, you know, I've been listening and watching these kids and they're picking up. I said, Adis means come here. She said, Baba or me? And that was the little brother that was running around saying Mvskoke. He said, Baba or me? I said, Baba. And she turned around and told her brother. She said, Baba, Adis, Baba, Grandma wants you. Baba, Grandma wants you. See, they're picking up. And that's where I found out that they are picking up. They're picking this language up. You know, they're picking it up. So if I can just myself forget English, you know, it would be good for me too. Because I'm, you know, that's just the dominant language, and sometimes I'll forget and speak to them in English, and that's not good. Okay, any questions? This is so if you got 4 quarters, you wouldn't say Toknap Humgin. You would say gunshot got horsed. Okay, you have to count those little change. You would say gunshot got horsed. But literal translation, this is funny, you're saying landmark fort. But I think this goes back, the reason why it's descriptive is because, you know, when they were buying, when the government was buying our land, they gave us 4 quarters an acre. They gave us a quarter an acre, and I think that's what the quarter came from. That one land, that one landmark. Any questions? So. Okay, Penny, Bobothik Manoji, Nickel, Kalaksoji, Dime, Naskaboji, a quarter, Gansat Hamgen, 2 quarters, Gansat Kapopolen, 3 quarters, Gansat Kaduchinen, 4 quarters, Gansatka Austin. See, Gansatka, it always goes back to this quarter right here. Gansatka, Gansatka. It's just putting numbers to them. $1, Dongna Humgen. $10, Dongnawa Bali. $20, Bali Hokolen. Dongnawa Bali Hokolen. $100, Dongnawa Jukbi Humgen. $200. Dongnawa Jukbi Hokolen. $1,000. Dongnawa Jukbi Thakko Hamgen. This is Thakko. This is big. Jukbi Thakko Hamgen. $1 million. Jukbi Thakko Ajuli Hamgen. That means Jukbi Thakko is 100 old one. Okay. Jukbi. That's 100 old one. Coins is Tungnap Labuchki. Change. Silver coins.
Yeah.
Bank. Tungnap Pudi. Purse or billfold. Tungnap Pudi. That means money shelter. Any questions so far?
Once we decide.
Questions, Shia?
Why
One-
do, oh, go ahead.
Well, no, you go ahead.
Why do we use old in the phrase 1 million? Just, I like to understand why, if you know.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying a while ago. You know, I'm thinking it's because this is a big number, million. And it's saying, because, you know, that's just my thought. You know, to be honest with you, like I said, I'm no math person. I don't know why they call it old. It could be because it says million, you know, like a old money, you know. That's what I'm thinking.
That makes
What
sense.
does that make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am,
I mean,
it does.
Okay, because I don't want to, you know, say something that you don't understand, but to me, it's saying that it's a big number and it's an old number, you know, old number or something. Julie. And I don't know, why they call it that. I guess that's the reason, because it was like a big number, Okay, the next question. Somebody had another question.
Yeah, just quickly, the difference between like when you would use dokna versus doknawa, because in doknawa taki, you'd use doknawa, but then like dokna lobochki, you use dokna.
I'm glad you asked that, because you can use Tognawa Lubuchki, because that's
Okay.
small money. But as speakers, we kind of cut things down like Tognawa Lubuchki.
Okay.
We call
Right.
it that, but you can you can say Tognawa, but the
Tognawa,
way we
okay.
speak, we say Tognawa Lubuchki. It's just the way we speak. Like, that was another thing that we had a round table about. We speak different than what's like, I want to say formal,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? There's formal,
Right.
and
You're
then
cutting
there's
off
just
the
like,
end of it, basically. Yeah, like the word like
yeah,
y'all.
we talk slang too, but it's understood between speakers,
Got
So
it.
yeah, we kind of, I think we as speakers, we were responsible for some of the chopping up, that we, but it was understood, I think we kind of chopped up the language ourselves too,
Right.
And-
So just going quickly off of that, like, because sometimes I'll say to my dog, Ifa Uchi, but really it's I'll say Ifuchi instead of Ifa Uchi. So I've cut off. So it's the same thing.
Yeah, Ifuji.
Okay.
Just say Ifuji.
Ifuchi.
That's a puppy.
Okay.
Yeah, Ifuji.
Got it.
Ifuji, puppy.
Maru.
Yeah. So you're catching on to this. You're getting there. I can see it. I can hear it, that you're getting there. And like a baby, Isti is a person, but Istoji is a little
Istuchi.
person. Is a little person. Is a little person. And it's and I'm on, later on as we go down the road, I'm going to use some things that I'm going to do, like Dadi, Umiyos. I really don't know what Umiyos means, but it's kind of like we'll hold the baby and they say, oh, Umiyos. That's a hard thing to translate, but we're going to go through those. Umiyos could be, oh, baby, or something, I don't know. And, there's a lot of things that we don't know. And the base word, I don't even know if there's a base word, but I'm going to look that up. I'm going to start studying that so we can start, just fun day, just unusual words. Okay. We're going to go through some of those too, because I got those. I had those. Unusual words that we speak with, that speakers do understand. Among, like I would understand, they would understand me, but what's the true meaning? I don't even know if anybody would know that, because, and that's where my mother would have came in. In fact, July 1st, she'll be gone 7 years, I believe. And I want to tell you, I'm seeing that 7 years, because like a question like this that I have, would have been something to ask her, and she probably would have known, Now I have to figure it out on my own, because she was a walking history book. She would tell me a lot about the Depression and the war. She would sit down and tell me all that stuff. And so, that's one I'm gonna have to figure it out on my own. Again, I'm gonna have to do some studying. And so this is what we're going to be going through. Any questions so far? Now remember, let's see, next week we won't have class till the 11th, so be prepared. Okay, and I'll be prepared myself, and I may just look up I'll be working through the 4th. Okay. I hope everybody's got this down right here. So if I met up with Amy, I say, But when I'm talking to all of y'all in class, it changes. Istungo jokaya de gaga. Gaga. Okay? Istungo jokaya de gaga. 2 or more people. The Indian change. And that's for 2 or more now. That's going to 100. Okay? But 1 person is God. Istungo jokaya de gaga. Okay? Any questions on that? Because like I said, we're gonna move on. This is just kind of touching on what we do. We'll start with this. I'm gonna make sentences and y'all gonna, I wish we could all get on this thing and just start pronouncing these words. Oh, another thing, I'm gonna go through the unusual word, madot. Damwadi, that's what we're gonna go into. Because I think everybody needs to learn those. It's not just, how we talk, how we speak to each other. That damwadi means, oh my gosh, So, we hear that, which we don't hardly hear it anymore because those were elders speaking. And our elders are basically, they're gone now. Cheyenne's thinking real hard here. Got any questions? Okay, I got somebody. Let's see, I know we used to get the print off for the lessons by email. I don't seem to be getting those anymore. Is there somewhere I can go to get them? Jordan, that's a Jordan's question right there. I know they were by email. I think you have to go to that link. Go to the link. So when you get on that link, I think they're printable. But Jordan's have a little discussion. As soon as she gets done, I'll ask her. Any questions so far? Okay. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to another. Is there any new ones in here that needs to go over their sounds? Because, like I said, I stress sounds. I don't want to leave you behind on sounds.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you, Valerie. Bye-bye. Maybe we can back too much. Can you pick up a couple of checks at finance, or can you run there and back?
Hey.
Whatever you want to do.
Oh, sure. Okay, everyday speaking. I want to go over this a little bit because Okchanwa is salt. I'm a salt eater. So this is something we set at the table, don't we? We set at the restaurant. You want Okchanwa? Pass me the salt. Okchanwa is salt. Okay. And this is an everyday food almost for people because you have to go out, you don't have time to eat. Hamburger. Hamburger is a hamburger. It's Creeklish because we do have Creeklish words. Hamburger. Hamburger.
Mvhayv,
Huh?
you're still on the Estongon Chokaya Dega.
Oh, am I?
Yes.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. How do I get on this? Hey, Jordan, she said I'm still on that. I'm trying to get this up.
That's a Word document, and the screen is only shared to PDFs.
Okay, there was a question. She said she used to get them by email. She can't get them anymore.
It's through that Google Drive
Google Drive.
link.
Okay, you can go through the Google Drive link to get the papers. Uh-huh.
What's this one? Everyday speaking.
Okay. You didn't make no hard time.
No, not really. She said, they hung up on me. And I said, well, we thought you hung up on you. I said, she.
Okay, can I see your? Yeah. Okay, so we're doing everyday speaking.
It's ready.
I'll just convert it. It'll probably be faster.
See this young man? Okay. You don't even have to say pass me. Just learn the word salt. Okchanwa. Okay? Okchanwa. Just learn that word. Hamburger every day. Or every other day. Or maybe every time you have a hamburger, you're going to see that. You say hamburger. Hamburger. Once you learn that, hamburger. Okay. I want you to learn hasiskivka. Hasiskivka is a clock. You don't have to ask what time it is. Just learn the word hasiskivka. Okay. Hasiskivka. Use this one. I want you to use this one because you always have that. I always say it's a Dhamwadi moment. I use that with my other half. I say, oh, this is a Dhamwadi moment. Dhamwadi. And he knows what I'm talking about, you know. He goes, Moyit. He'll say, really, you know, Moyit, really. And I'll say, this is a Dhamwadi moment. Because, you know, my grandkids are always doing something. And it's a Dhamwadi. Dhamwadi, oh my. Or oh my gosh. You know, it's a Dhamwadi moment. Nagidi. What? Nagidi. We found a snake in our yard here not too long ago, and I'm gonna tell you that was a different kind of snake. I've never seen one like it. And we said, Nagidi. Okay. Chalois, that's an everyday thing. Chalois. You're saying I'm hungry, okay? I'm hungry. That's a repetitive word right there for my grandkids. So that could be yours because you're hungry all the time. That's every day. Chalois. Chalois. You say Chalois. Okay? Chalois is I'm hungry. Use it, Cheyenne. Chalois. Because you always, I mean, you know, there are times you're just hungry, so you say Chalois. And you don't even have to add nothing to it. Just walk in the room and say Chalois. And that tells it all. I'm hungry. Okay? That's all you gotta say, Chalois. You're hungry. You're saying I'm hungry, and that tells the whole thing, doesn't it? That's the whole story right there, Chalois. You don't have to add nothing to it. Just say Chalois, and that tells the rest of the people you're hungry. They know that you're hungry. Okay, learn that. Okay, but Okchanwa, hamburger, hasiskivka, Dhamwadi, Nagidi, Chalois. Use those, because that's kind of like what you use anyway. You know, every day. They'll hand me a cup and I'll say, Nagidi, what's in it? What is this? What is this? Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Coke, tea, whatever, you know, what is it? Nagidi. Or they'll hand me a plate and I'll say, Nagidi, what's on it?
Nagidi.
Nagidi.
Quick question.
Yes.
Can you explain a little Nagidi versus Nagadawa?
Okay, that's the same thing. Nagadi is just shortening up Nagidawa. You're saying, what is it? Same thing. Very good. Very good. Nagidawa. What is this? You know, same thing. Have you taken courses before?
Only your course from the start.
You're catching on really well.
Yeah, no,
You're
everything I've
catching on
learned, I've
really
learned from you.
well. you're catching on really good. I
Mado,
see. Uh-huh.
Mado Mai.
Yeah. That you got it. See the lights coming on with him. The light's coming on, and once that light comes on, it's just going to get bigger and bigger. It's just going to get bigger and bigger. You know, it's just going to shine brighter and brighter once the light comes on. I can tell his is starting to shine here. It's shining. So good job, guys. We got 3 minutes. Do y'all have questions? Because I'm here to, you know, I'm serving you guys. I'm serving you. You're not serving me. I'm serving you. So you need to ask questions if there's questions. And you're helping me say this language. I like, you know, I commend you for that, helping me say this language, because without you guys, it would go nowhere. You don't need a badge saying, I'm learning the Mvskoke language. In fact, there's a quote for that. We went over that, didn't we? Mvskoke obunagankites. I'm just, you know, so now next, after this class is over, it's gonna get intense, guys. Emotions. We're gonna go through different things of emotions. We're gonna go through different things because we covered verbs. And if you have to, refer back to your papers, okay? Refer back to your papers because it's gonna start getting really into the in-depth of speaking. Like that was a good question. He said, what's the difference between D and Dua? It's the same thing. You can use the same thing and it'll be understood. Nagadi or Nagidawa. See, it's the same thing. But look at, it means the same thing, but look at the difference in how it's said. We had a big old round table on one thing here, just a few days. You know, we get this days off and it doesn't help because I feel like I'm cheating you, you know, to not have these, you know. Because sometimes when you've been away from it, it kind of, you forget. So even on your own, say your alphabet, go through and study your words. Try to break your words down into sounds and tones. Yeah, I've tried to, you know, go in tones with you, like Dawadi. You know, you just, when you say Dawadi, that's a word that's saying, oh my gosh, so you got to put that tone in there. Dawadi. That means you're, oh my gosh. And sometimes it can be sympathetic, like somebody will tell you somebody died and you'll say, Dawadi, oh my gosh. See how tone changed that meaning? From Dawadi, oh gosh, or oh my, Dawadi. See, that tone has a lot to do with language. Okay, guys, Hasiskifka. What I say, learn this. Hasiskifka. Hamgan. There you go. Here we go. Go. Hamgan. Usibiga. Chihidagatis. Innaskaba. Middle. Inhayatgat. The morning of the middle. So that'd be Wednesday, morning after. So it'd be Thursday. Chihidagatis. Oh, I know. Mado, everybody.
Mado Mahaya.
Mado.